Ooh,
All
it tells
right.
us.
I know, so fancy. All right,
It
Jess,
gives
you
you
want
the
to
option
start
to
us?
leave the meeting.
Yeah.
If anybody
Now or
wants to
never.
leave now, here's your chance. You're not caught on camera. Um, I'm Jess. You all know me. Thank you so much for coming. I'm very excited, not only to share these products with you on a more official level. I've used them for, I'd have to look back, but I think it's been about 10 years. And I've always been a consultant, but I've never really cared to try to make any money doing this. Um, and I've always just shared it with people and talked about it. Like Patty and I did the 30-day last year sometime. I think it was a year ago. I don't know. And so now, Joyce and I have been talking, and Peter and I have been talking about retirement and how we're behind on saving for retirement. We'd like to travel more, and children. We have two children, and maybe three. And the more children you have, the more money it costs.
Yeah.
Hi, Talia. Is that Talia or Luna? Is that Talia? Oh my gosh. Hi, Talia. So yeah, so making some extra money. Joyce will tell you more about all that, but I don't know if she'll tell you this part, but I'm going to tell you is Joyce drives a really nice white Mercedes that Arbonne pays for. So that's really cool. And she works as a nurse practitioner. So, we kind of hooked up. Joyce and I went to college together. We were in the same sorority, and she was my RD, a couple of years ahead of me in school. So RD and her good friend Trisha was my RA my freshman year. So we've known each other for a long time.
Long time.
Um, but yeah, anything else you wanted me to say, Joyce?
No, that's great.
Okay.
I'll take over. Excuse my lighting. I feel like you can't even see my face. It's like so bright. So okay, this is great. Nice to meet you all. I got to kind of say hi to each one of you as you joined. So I will share my story real quick, and then I'll do a screen share so that I can go off of some info, read from some slides. So I have been with Arbonne for 10 years, and I was introduced in 2015. And at the time, I was living in Methuen, Mass. So I migrated from Beverly to Methuen. Like Jess said, I went to UMass Lowell. So that's why we landed near Methuen and near Boston so I could work. So I had split my role up. I was still a nurse. Doing night shifts Friday, Saturday night on the weekends. I had a 2-year-old. She's now 11. So I have two kids. I have Mia, 11, James, who's 8. But Mia was 2 at the time. I was working nights on the weekends to offset childcare. I was a nurse practitioner with a hospice and palliative care group. You're all probably familiar with Care Dimensions. That's where I worked when I was introduced to Arbonne. And it was such a passion of mine to do hospice and palliative care. But if I were to do the full time, the 5 days a week, it would have been so much to try to figure out childcare. And so that's why I kept my role as a nurse at that time. And during that time, I was moving from Methuen to Merrimack, New Hampshire. And if I look back, if I'm completely honest, I was in denial at the time, but I was getting so burnt out from the night shifts and the physical aspect of nursing. And to be honest, like, I say this without trying to put any system down, but I feel like I was not part of, I was growing out of being a staff nurse because I felt more like sick care. And I felt like when I would go in, I was just giving meds and, people weren't like willing to do stuff for themselves. Like they weren't in the mindset of like, what can I do to help myself? Like, so every time I'd go into the night shifts, I felt I was getting burnt out from people that just didn't want to try with their health, to be honest. And that was before I was introduced to Arbonne. That was just my own self growing out of that role. So my friend had asked me to take a listen to a call just like this. And I will be completely honest, I was just doing it to support her. I was thinking of ways to just be like, how do I tell her this is not for me? I would never be able to add on another role with doing these two roles, moving further away from Mass General. So it was going to be an hour commute home from the night shifts and everything. And so I was like, I'll just get on as a friend and then I'll figure it out from there. And she caught me at the right time because I was feeling the pull to do something different, but I had no plan B at the time. In fact, I actually was thinking about trying to figure out my own business, like doing a concierge service as a nurse to go and to new moms and like help them organize, and lactation consultant. So that was starting to like become like a thing in my mind. And then Arbonne entered in, and the call just completely changed everything for me. And so I hope that helps you too tonight, whether it's to support Jess and just be a referral source for her. Maybe it's to host an event either online or in person to help her spread out her network, to widen her network. Or maybe it's that you are having a calling to either add this on or replace an income. So there's so many different ways to be part of Arbonne. So hopefully tonight will help you. Okay. I'll get a little bit more into my story when we do the income potential. So I'll start, I'm going to share the screen with you. If I can figure out how to do that. It's been a while since I've had to share my screen. Host tools. Share screen. Perfect. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Nope.
Nope.
It's checked off. That's so strange.
Mm,
Usually
Maybe.
it has you choose what screen you want to share.
Oh, thank you. It's in the big green button in the middle. Yeah, ready. I had it ready to go.
Yeah.
I was all prepared, and now look at me. Isn't that the way? Zoom doc, that's not what I want. Okay, I'm just going to not do that until I get to the one with the opportunity. That one I can see as an option. So real quick, I'll start with what set. So I thought I just closed this all out. Okay, what sets us apart from other companies? So the reason that this really intrigued me, because I've always been someone to support others in this kind of network marketing business. I was always the host. I would buy, but I always heard the opportunities in that setting for other companies, and it was just never something that I felt like it was for me worth it to add in until I heard Arbonne, and I'll share why. So number one is that the focus is health and wellness and really clean products. And at the time, I was really starting to understand that it's not just what we eat that helps us be healthy or working out. It's what we're putting on our body as well. And so I loved the Arbonne from day one. So we're 43 years old. We were founded in 1980. And that has always been a focus for this company, is striving to be as clean as possible while still being effective. And our founder, Dr. Peter Mork, wonderful man. He's not with us anymore, but it's still a family business. He was the one that set out to create a company that was pure, safe, and beneficial. And at the time, it started out just skincare, and then it grew to the nutrition that we all love. And so one thing that sets us apart is that we are someone that we formulate with the ingredients that we need. We don't have fillers. We don't have PABA, parabens, phthalates. And it's funny because when I first started this, that was something that not a lot of people even knew what that really was. So even in the 10 years since I started, it's common now to look for products that don't have those things in it. So we in the US only ban about 11 of those harmful ingredients. They're considered carcinogenic or toxic. So the US only bans 11 currently. And the UK bans, I think, 1,300, maybe a little bit more now. But we have gone above and beyond, and we actually have a 2,000 do not allow list. And I love that because it's just because we are striving for that. We're not just looking to hit a standard. I love that we have the certifications. We're third party tested. So we're gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, vegan, kosher certified, non-GMO. We are not USDA organic because that would limit us to the United States for sourcing. And so there's so much worldwide that we do source, and it comes from like ethically sourced areas. organic when it's appropriate. So I love that we're not limited to the USDA organic. We are B Corp certified, which means that we balance, I was going to say patients, our clients with just being ethically responsible as a company and planet focused. And we're actually the number one health and wellness company in that sector in the Group B corporation. And it's really hard to get that certification. And it's also hard to get the gluten-free certification as well, things like that. So it's definitely not just that we're putting that, label on there just because we want to go with the times. Another thing that I love is that we're not just in one market. We're not in just skincare. We're in skincare, we're in nutrition. And again, I'll get into the nutrition. I know a few of you have done our programs whether it's a 7-day or the 30-day, or just been on protein. But I love that we're focused on true change, that we're not just looking for you to lose weight. We're looking for you to start looking for the root cause. Why are you sluggish? Why are you not losing that weight? And these programs are a great first step into that world. We are in skincare and we have a couple different lines. And I love that we can offer that to children, like the teens. And then we have our anti-aging line that's appropriate for anyone over 20. And I've always had troublesome skin. I've been on Accutane twice. So that was my first impression was the skincare because nothing worked. I was in my early 30s when I was introduced to Arbonne, and I was still breaking out after 2 rounds of Accutane, all the things, Cetaphil, Proactive, all those things I tried. And so Arbonne was like a huge piece to my puzzle, but also I did the 30-day around that time. And that's where I started to see some true change in my inflammation as well. So those paired together was the key. We're global. So, I actually should say that we have cosmetics, we have body care. Cosmetics is actually, we're releasing more in March. We took our foundation off the market just because they did find a couple ingredients that they knew they could improve. And it took a while, but that's the thing I love about we have such integrity, is they were not going to release a product just because we were all begging for it until they felt that it was the right blend and the right ingredients that weren't harmful. And not that our previous blend was harmful, but we just knew that there was better ingredients that could be more effective. We're also global. So we're in the US, the UK, Australia, Canada, Poland, New Zealand. I don't think I forgot any, 6 of us, 6 total. So I love that you can have a business anywhere, or if you know people, you can refer them to Jess, and that there's no territories. So that is a great aspect, and it just shows the quality of our company. What else? So I'll get into the products real quick in terms of the 7-day, the 30-day, and the skincare, and then I'll talk about the income potential and our preferred client program. So when I first started, we had the 30-day program only, and then just over the summer we released the 7-day reset. So the 30-day program is something that is great for anyone that's entering into the health world that doesn't know where to start. They're overwhelmed by, my goodness, who sees on their social media every day like ads of like what greens to have and do this, do GLP-1s, don't do them. It's so overwhelming that some people are just like, forget it, I don't want to even try, because it's like what every day you're finding out, like I just read something that spinach is bad. Don't ever have spinach, it's very bad for you. So it's like we're getting bombarded every day on new opinions, and it's just too much. So this 30-day program, as much as it can feel overwhelming to look at because there are so many products with it, it actually does cut out the noise, and it just gives you the supplements that really that support your body. And we also included in those supplements, pair it with a support group that is phenomenal. There's a place for people just to post and say, where do I start? Or it's day 1 and I already have a headache from my, lack of coffee. And so it's that support that you get. And then it's also the education, why we may be eliminating certain things for those 30 days. And maybe you want to continue on past the 30 days and why you would want to do that. We provide, recipes. So simple recipes, because you do eat on this program, recipes for the protein, but also for dinners and lunches and snacks. So it's an all-encompassing program. And what I have seen on this program, it's just phenomenal. The inflammation alone that people lose, they report better sleep. They report maybe less stomach irritation, and that can be from eliminating certain common food allergens. We do eliminate soy, dairy, gluten, most sugars, not like natural sugars like from fruit, but most processed sugars. And then we will teach you to slowly reintroduce some of those, like the corn and the dairy and the gluten, to see perhaps maybe one of them was causing the irritability, the inflammation, the gut issues, the sleep, things like that. And then after the 30 days, you could always choose to do another round just to continue with those healthy habits, just to really instill those. Or you can choose to we have like a healthy habit set that focuses on our main products, like the protein and the gut health and fizz, things like that. Fizz is like, I'll just give it a plug because it's amazing. So it's the Energy Fizz. It has B vitamins. It has guarana, green tea. It comes in very fruity flavors like blackberry, mango, mango peach. We released pear this month. So they are so good, and they can replace your coffee. They could be your afternoon pick me up. And you don't have that crash, but you do have the focus. It does have CoQ10. It has chromium, which helps balance blood sugar. It really helps when you like to have a snack and then drink that. It helps curb your food cravings. And then the 7-day reset is, I wouldn't say it's a mini version. It's actually, it's very different than our 30-day, but it's great, again, to either enter into the world, or maybe you just need a quick reset from after a vacation or before a vacation, or you got away from your healthy habits. It's a great 7-day to start forming those healthy habits, but to introduce you to fasting. It has a couple things that will help. It has a matcha green tea with MCT oil that can help prolong your fast or just get you through the morning if you're fasting in the morning. And it has a protein that really helps detoxify your system to help your detox organs. And then it has a great gut health that you would have in the evening. I know that a couple of you just did that, so I will not share too much about that, but Jess can certainly share more if you're interested on that. The skincare, I'll end with that for products. The skincare, our Derm Results Advance is an extra 20% off. So I'll introduce the preferred client program now. So the preferred client program gets you 20% off for the year. And it, or more, because if you have a bigger cart, you can do like a build for more, and it can get you a 40% off if you choose to do that. And there's no forced ordering. It's not like you're going to be charged monthly. It's literally you pay the $29 and you have 20% off for the year at the very least. And then you get free gifts at certain levels. And then this month, until tomorrow, you actually can get that $29 waived if you have a certain volume in your cart. So $150 in your cart would get you the 20% off. So it would be more like 120. Yeah. And then you get the free gift, and you obviously get the 20% off, and you get the free the $29 waived. And so the Derm Results Advanced set, there's 5 steps. There's toner, there's cleansing balm, which is my absolutely favorite, toner, serum, eye cream, and day cream. And that set is an extra 20% off. So you would get the 29 waived, extra 20% off, so close to 40% when you stack them, a free tinted sunscreen, and your own free gift that you get to choose. So huge deal. And that line, I started off with a different line that they had 10 years ago, but this line has been my favorite. It's amazing. Okay, I'm running out of time, so I'm going to do the income potential real quick and then just kind of wrap up my story, and then hopefully we'll have a second for questions. So let's try the share screen again. Okay, so this is our, can you guys see that?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, where'd it go? Oh, now can you see it? Why is it so small?
Click the bottom right, that arrow to make it bigger.
It's smaller on your screen than it is on our screen.
Yeah, it's pretty big on our screen.
Okay. But I can't read it. Okay. Jess, you might have to read them because I can't see it.
I can read it if you need me to.
Can you make the install microchip clip chip, whatever that is? That a chip clip? What is that? Can you make that smaller? Download our new video editor.
Oh boy. I've been using Teams a lot more now, so now I'm all confused at Zoom. They've updated it since I've used it. Okay.
Do you see the arrows in the bottom right that expand it? Looks like this.
They're not on my screen.
Oh, why is it on my screen?
Yeah, I see that too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you guys can read the income potential, I don't want to butcher it because these are the 4 areas that we have, and nobody's obligated to get to any level. And I think that's the biggest thing that I always like to point out with Arbonne is that in my 10 years, I've never been pressured, pushed to do anything that I don't want to do. Of course, I've been encouraged. If I say when I first started, my goal was to let go of my night shifts, and that was a big income. And so my sponsor knew that. And so if I started to be like, meh, I'm just not going to work it this month, they would be like, hey, yeah, sure, but you want to get out of your role, so like, what does that look like for you? So of course there was some encouragement and vision painting, but there was never like feeling like I had to do this for anybody else besides myself and family. And so these levels, they're actually, for the whole year, they've actually reduced the amount of volume it takes to get to each level by 20%. And because of course we're in weird times right now, and we all know that, and our business, just like everything else as a company, it kind of did take a dip over the past few years, but we're back on a huge upswing. And so they wanted to give us some incentive to go for some of these bigger goals. So they've reduced that, the volume it takes to get to those levels. You can visit earnings.arbonne.com to see what's typical. These are the average incomes. There's district manager, which is that first level. Second level is that area manager level, which is willable to your family. The third and fourth level are where you get that Mercedes incentive, the monthly incentive. And so just to wrap up my story, again, results not typical, but I was on a mission because I was getting burnt out from those night shifts, and I did want to expand my family. So in March of 2015, I signed on to Arbonne. In March of 2016, I was able to walk away from the night shifts. And then I was actually able to then step away from my role with Care Dimensions, only because I was ending in Rockport, Mass, and coming back to Merrimack, and it just was not feasible. And then everything happened with the pandemic, so I took some years off. And now I'm actually able to pair Arbonne with a business that I've started with my nurse practitioner role. It's called Joyfully Holistic, and I'm actually focusing on some wound care. And I've always envisioned that. And I love that Arbonne was my vehicle to do that. And so that's the thing that I want to kind of leave you with, is that Arbonne might not be a passion. Like I wasn't 10 years old going, I can't wait to sell skincare, right? But I love that it can bring me to my passions that I never would have been able to dream if I stuck with my roles. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but for me, I just wanted some different choices in my life and the time freedom. And this was the opportunity that allowed that for me. I think that's all I have. I have like 3 minutes. So if anyone has some questions, and I will say, if you are looking to support Jess in any way, just get back, like Jess will reach out to each one of you to see kind of where you're at with things. But hosting is huge. It will help her so much in the next few months. Referrals. So if you're a current client, you can definitely share this with people that you know to say, see Jess, she knows what she's talking about. And then if you're thinking of adding this in, we'd love to just have a longer chat with you. So if you want to just unmute and ask questions or write them in the box, or if you think of them later, just get in touch with us. All right. I only have 30 minutes. So before we get cut off, I just want to say thank you all so much for listening. Again, thank you for supporting Jess. And I do hope to chat with some of you soon.
Jess, how much time do you have left?
I don't know. It's not giving me a warning.
Does it tell you? It used to have a timer.
I know. Yeah. I don't see one.
It says Zoom meeting 40 minutes.
Oh, yay. We get 10 extra minutes. So do you want to add anything, Jess?
With all those questions. Yeah, so full disclosure, and because it's the people that I know very well on here, I feel comfortable sharing. So I'm actually, so I just want to say, and half of you already know, most of you probably already know this, almost all of you except for Megan and Nate. I did do their 7-day plan because I didn't feel like I could commit to 30 days, and I lost 4 pounds in 7 days, and I could have been more strict than I was. I could have followed it better than I did. So it works. And not only did I lose weight, I had more energy. I drank a heck of a lot less caffeine. I was drinking 2 or 3 coffees a day because going to bed too late and then waking up with the baby too early. I was drinking like 3 coffees and still really tired. I would nap every chance I got. I did not nap that week. I had 1 coffee all week. I had energy, like I had perfect bowel movements. I know this is my, you guys, I know you all well, it's fine. It was amazing. And I felt those benefits doing the 30-day plan as well before. I just didn't feel like I was ready now, just with everything happening in my life. So now that I've done that, I feel like I'm ready to do that 30 days and I'm ready to change my habits long term. I'm ready to stop snacking at night and mindless eating. And the intermittent fasting has been really good because I have learned that it's okay to be hungry, and that actually shrinks my stomach, and I'm not as hungry and I don't eat as much when I do eat because I was eating too much. Like I literally had not lost a pound since having Hannah, and she's going to be a year old in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So it was just devastating to me that I couldn't do this, but I know that I can. I know Arbonne can help me do that. And I know that's not the goal for some of you, but that's just to show you how great they are. Plus I just feel with their skincare, I have a ton of their skincare. I use their day cream, their night cream, their face wash, their mask. Their mascara is my favorite. It makes my eyelashes like twice as long and like 3 times as full. Their protein is amazing. Peter loves the coffee. I love the vanilla. There's literally never been a company where I've liked the vanilla protein. I've always done chocolate because I feel like I had to make it, seem like a dessert. But the vanilla is really, really good. And then you can add fruit to it. You can add vegetables to it. Like you can add anything to it, and it's really good. They have gut health that I add to my fizz. Like I drink the fizz. For me, caffeine doesn't affect me. So this 50 milligrams of caffeine, I can drink it now and go to bed in an hour or 2. It's fine. Peter thinks I'm crazy, but I just have a high tolerance. But yeah, so I just can't say enough good things about it. The other thing is, if you do want to help me out and you are interested in trying any of this stuff, the pear is really good. The pear fizz. This is mango peach. This is my favorite. Pear is like my new second. Are you guys hearing my echo?
A little bit.
But yeah, but
Suddenly.
That's really weird. Okay, it's done. Joyce, is it weird for me to share that I could be promoting?
no, so yeah, Jess is going for that first level. She's worked really hard, and thanks to some of you that did the 7-day, right? And so last month she went into qual for that first level, and she's looking to close it out, and she's been working really hard.
Yeah, so I'm close to promoting. Like if I think if I have to make so much more in sales, I have to put in our family order. I need to do something in order for us, which will help. But if I do so much in sales by tomorrow, is tomorrow the end of the month, the 28th?
Yeah. Yep.
Darn it, it's not a leap year. But if I do that, if I put in a certain amount, which I think I could, by tomorrow, then I will promote to that next level and actually start growing this business. So that's not to say I need you guys to order stuff, but if you are thinking about it, now is a great time. I will tell you, I have bonus codes that I can give out to get you basically my discount. So my discount is 35 to 45%, depending on how much you spend. Or if you're like, well, I only want to try one thing, then we can figure out combining orders to get the free this, the free that. Like I've become really good at finagling and just helping. And Joyce has helped me figure that out too. Peter is my best, and Sarah Lou says this too, that her husband's her best client. Like Peter is my best client because we put the orders through Peter, and then it just ends up making more sense business wise, because it's still coming to our house, but then anyway, yeah. So there's ways to do it that, and I made sure, I was like, Joyce, this is okay, right? This is not like frowned upon or illegal, and everybody said, no, it's fine. So great.
And one thing actually just reminded me, I didn't mention that we do have a 90-day money back when you were saying, you know, that if there's something you want to try. The company is phenomenal. If you, for any reason, like they're not even going to really ask you why you want to return it. Obviously, if there was an allergic reaction, they're going to want to document that and track it. But otherwise, you know, if there's something that you're not happy with, you have 90 days, even if it's an empty bag you're returning. So.
Yeah. And I think I think I've returned one thing once, and I don't even remember what it was. But they were great about it. Their customer service is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, thank you all again. And you know, if you think of anything after, you know, you see Jess, you can reach out to me on Facebook or something. But yeah, thank you all. I appreciate it. I know Jess does. And I think that's it for now.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate
All
it.
right.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Have a good night.
Night.
Night.